Black people, black people, do you know that if you check very well, if you watch closely, the orange man is actually the punishment that these magas and white folks deserve? Look at what is happening. You will know that God is using this orange man to fight your battle as a black person, especially as a black American. Now, I want you to watch this particular video to hear what some of these our black folks are actually saying. Just 4 clips that I have here, and I want you to watch from beginning to the end. You know that black people have always been right in educating these white folks and telling them, teaching them diligently what you need to do. Let me not say too much. Watch this video and I'll be back with commentaries. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, subscribing, commenting, and coming back to watch my videos, dropping super thanks. I'm grateful. I do not take you guys for granted. Now watch these 4 clips that I have and let me know your thoughts. Let's get right into it, guys.
It wouldn't matter. Listen, it wouldn't change anything. It won't make it won't make us feel any better. But it would just be, I don't even know the word. I'm a writer. I can't find the word right now. But it would be something to just have an acknowledgement that black people were right. We were right. Like we have sat in judgment of this nation and what it is, and all the worst attributes of this nation that we've always said were always there, and we were always gaslit that it wasn't there. You see it all being actualized under the Trump administration. The military weaponized against us, a whole new military created to get us, right? And not that they're not getting other citizens, particularly Latino, Hispanic citizens, immigrants and citizens. But where you find black people, you find his personal military. Corporate America turned their backs on us like they were so relieved and happy to do it. So relieved and happy to do it. Even sports, they got rid of all that Black Lives Matter stuff. Got rid of it all. Didn't care at all. Colleges, universities, they couldn't wait to end all their affirmative action, diversity, equity, inclusion, and whatever they called it. Anything that gave any focus to us, right? They didn't get rid of any of that legacy stuff, any of that stuff that gets wealthy white people into colleges and into those professor jobs and tenure track and all that stuff. They didn't get rid of any of that stuff. They got rid of everything having to do with black people. Corporate America, colleges, universities, and the U.S. government under Donald Trump and the military purged us out of everything. We've been right all along. And again, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to make us feel better to hear an acknowledgement. And I don't even know if I want to hear it, but I think I would like to say that every other minority in this country, every other one, every other non-black minority in this country, wherever you hail from, wherever your people from, it doesn't matter. Whatever mixture you have, everything that you have in this country, it's because of us. It's not because of white people. It's because of us. Every single thing. And everything that you are now afraid of that is being taken away, or you have existential fear about what's happening, it's because nobody listened to us. Everybody gaslit us. Every demographic gaslit us. Everybody. And so again, it's not going to make anybody feel better. It's not going to make us feel better to hear it. And maybe we just tell it to ourselves. We were right.
They love to act like black people didn't build anything, but history says otherwise. Across the world, we built thriving communities. From Tulsa's Black Wall Street in the US to the Windrush streets of Brixton and Notting Hill right here in Britain. So let's talk about what they don't teach us. In America, Black Wall Street was a self-sufficient community. They had black doctors, black shops, black schools, black banks, and when the success got a bit too strong, they burnt it to the ground. Here in Britain, our version of that came right after Windrush. When our parents and our grandparents arrived, they faced racism, police brutality, housing discrimination, and they still built something out of nothing. They opened record shops, salons, restaurants, community centres. They made Brixton, Tottenham, and Notting Hill ours. Every time black people created something powerful, the system pushed back. From the 1981 Brixton's uprising to today's gentrification, the story's always the same. They fear our unity because it reminds them of our power. But let me tell you something. We've always been builders. And with platforms, businesses, and digital tools, we're rebuilding again. This time, globally. Our Back to Black boycott isn't just a slogan, it's restoration. So we don't have to beg for inclusion. We can revive our legacy. Because what they broke, we can rebuild. Have you supported a black business today?
The government has been shut down for 27 days. So in 4 days, it would have been shut down for a 31-day month. And then by November 4th, it will be the longest government shutdown in the US history of all time ever. And for the first time, I'm starting to consider, are they actually planning on reopening this thing? And I don't mean to be alarmist. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm being realistic. Like with the past government shutdowns, like we could see, somewhat of an end in sight. But with this one, I see no end. Sadly, a byproduct of the Democrats not giving in to this strong-manning, gaslighting shit that the other side is doing is this government shutdown. Like in order for it to reopen, the Republicans would need to say, oh damn, okay fine, Democrats are saying the Americans do not need more healthcare cuts. Let's probably back off. Let's probably find a different solution. But no, this is a strongman game and the Democrats will not be bullied. Thank you. Now, obviously, this is October. Next month is November. And in the US, we know what happens in November, Thanksgiving. Already we've been hearing about military families, missing payments, FAA, having to use sick days to work. So I wanted to shout out GoPuff really quickly. I was scrolling down my feed and I saw that they're giving out $50 worth of groceries, which is good. There are a lot of Americans on SNAP benefits, and SNAP benefits are the next big thing to be under threat from this government shutdown. And the longer this goes down, we're gonna start to see a little bit more of a fallout. And truly, I'm really starting to wonder, was the plan truly actually ever to reopen the government? And really, when you look at the track record of this second Trump administration, it really isn't a far off possibility. Like this administration is trying shit that nobody has ever seen before. And of course, to cope with it, we joke about it, we make memes, and some of this leads to shit being hyper-normalized. And the hyper-normalization is causing us to kind of like, It's a difficult place to be in because it's not like we're hyper normalizing this shit just to do it. This shit is hard to think about. It's insane to see this shit happening in our country and being like, is anyone gonna do anything? And no one's doing anything. So of course we make jokes and shit gets normalized. For instance, I think it's only been about a week or nearly 2 weeks since the president of the United States posted an AI video of him shitting on constituents from a plane during the No Kings protest. So if that isn't far out of the realm of possibility of things that could happen, because it already happened, I don't know if it's too hard to consider the possibility that they may not open this shit back up again. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm being dramatic. But again, clearly anything can happen. The military just received $130 million donation from a mysterious donor who is a fan of Trump. So, again, not trying to be dramatic, but it sounds like a private person has now purchased the military. So it's fair to freak out. Thanksgiving is coming next month. A lot of Americans are not going to have their SNAP benefits. Meanwhile, a gilded ballroom is being built in the White House after the East Wing was just demolished. Last Christmas, I was at the White House and I had a hard time enjoying myself because all I could think was, enjoy this shit, because it is not gonna last. And at the time, I wasn't specifically thinking of the East Wing. I was more thinking about a normal presidency, but damn. Big fucking surprise. So yeah, a common trend with this presidency is to expect the unexpected, and I'm starting to expect that the US government probably may not open again. Dear God, I hope I'm wrong.
It is 7:14 a.m. on a Monday morning, and it's officially day 27 of the government shutdown. So let's talk about something that's been happening over the weekend that can play a very big deal in the government shutdown potentially ending this week or in the days to come. Just for context, my name is Camila. I'm a political reporter based in DC, and if you see like why I'm talking very quietly, it's because my baby is still sleeping, and I'm like, okay, let me try to get his breakfast ready before he wakes up. So over the weekend, there have been significant reports of air travel delay. And if you're like, okay, what does it have to do with anything? Let me explain. There are reports that there were significant air traffic controller staffing shortages. Exactly 50 staffing shortages have been reported since Friday morning, causing delays from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. And as a result, there have been more than 6,000 delays for flights in and out of the U.S. as of Sunday, and for all the reasons, including staffing problems and weather. Now, air traffic controllers, if people don't know, they're federal employees. They're considered essential, meaning that they're required to go into work every single day, but they're not getting paid. And we've talked to unions representing air traffic controllers, and they're saying, hey, a lot of people are going to just start calling out sick, and that's going to, in general, make air travel less safe. Now, why I'm even mentioning this at all is that in the last government shutdown, which was the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, lasted for 35 days. It started in 2018. I was an immigration reporter on Capitol Hill, and I was covering the government shutdown. And I mentioned in my video yesterday that people asked, okay, what was the turning point that you noticed when lawmakers started getting serious about actually passing something to reopen the government? And I talked to you guys about, hey, well, I started hearing more from lawmakers, them getting kind of serious about saying, hey, we're going to stop having our conversations in front of the cameras, in front of you guys, the press, and we're going to start having these more behind the scenes, closed door meetings. I talked to you guys about what was happening in the halls of Congress. I didn't mention the external factors, and guess what that was? Air traffic controllers. During the last government shutdown, it was really TSA agents and air traffic controllers that stopped coming to work and showing up that really made lawmakers get serious and say, hey, no, actually, we need to address this issue right now. And I don't think we're just talking about this enough, about how big of a role air traffic controllers play in TSA workers. And I saw the stat, and it said that since the start of the government shutdown, October 1st, on the worst days, more than 50% of the flight delays are due because of air traffic control staffing issues. So anyway, this is just to say, now that this has happened over the weekend, I'm hearing more people talk about this. It's kind of still starting to see signs that more talks are going to progress, because there now feels like, okay, there's a little bit more of this urgency. Anyway, stay tuned for more updates. I've already been yapping enough, and he's still not up, so let me try to make a coffee too.
Black people have always been right. If you've been watching my videos up till now, you know that black people have always been right. We are one of the most educated, that if you speak and you listen, you are definitely not going to go astray, as far as I'm concerned. The only problem that a lot of people are having is because they really do not want to listen. They just want to just go ahead, do their thing, go their way, blah, 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 like that. And of which things doesn't really work like that. But anyways, let's digest this. If this government shutdown continue, at the end of the day, it is going to be tagged as one of the most longest government shutdown. And do you know the sweetest part or the saddest part of it? Let me say the saddest part for my black folks and the sweetest part for people that actually voted for this particular regime is that this man is not trying to do anything to resolve this issue. The only thing he's focused on is how he can demolish the White House and then rebuild. The only thing he's focused on is how he can see how they can start importing beef from Argentina, since the tariffs is hitting farmers. The only thing he's concerned for is him rubbing into the face of the farmers that they are not good in doing business. It's just a whole lot in the streets. And black people have always been right. Right from the day one of them building this particular country, making this particular country to be where it is today, and then white folks coming to take over every single thing, and without even giving them that single act of reparation, just for them to always come on live TV to be like, black people built this nation, black people we built the nation, black people. That is the only thing they know how to say, just because they actually want to campaign. But immediately after the campaign, you will never hear them say this. And that is why I said this orange man is actually the worst punishment that has happened to white folks. I know why I actually said that. It is the worst punishment that have actually opened their eyes to do a lot of things that they have literally been enjoying from the black community. You know, a lot of them, they don't know that they are enjoying so much from the black community until this particular strike hits. And the moment it hits, they now realize that they've been having a lot of benefit coming from the black community even before now. But anyways, I'm happy for them. I'm so happy for them. And I pray for God to always provide for my black folks. That is just the prayer I always keep praying, because I'm one of the person that hates to see children go hungry. But in all, black people have always been right. And I will still say it, if you're watching this video as a white folks, the only thing that you can do for yourself is whenever a black person is talking, just calm yourself down and first of all listen. And whenever you don't know anything and you want to jump into anything, just make sure that you ask questions critically before jumping into anything or jumping into any conclusion, because at the end of the day, you are going to be the one that will suffer for it, as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. This is not to bash anyone. This is just for educational purpose. We do not support any form of violence here. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And with no further ado, I do like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.